I was going to say as well, like speaking of shows made by massive corporations that are kind of shit, Ms. Marvel is a show which is out at the moment, and it's apparently like the lowest viewed show in the MCU TV lineup.
Shocking.
Has anyone actually even seen it?
So I'm starting to wonder if it actually exists. Because, oh God, Gary, no.
I was tricked by you guys from Real BBC. I thought we were going to talk about it.
If I told me I have to see it for Real BBC, I would have been like, do I have to?
No.
Can you guys talk about it?
As
So I watched it.
The first episode, and I was baffled by it. I was just like, I was half an hour in, and literally nothing had happened. Nothing of any note had happened at that point. It was weird.
Well, I want to congratulate Drinker on getting more views on his video about it than it had viewers. So congrats on that one. So because we talk about something, it definitely doesn't help it become successful. Drinker is proof of that.
More views in one day than the premiere episode got in 5.
Yes, we talked about this on FNT, I believe. It was either FNT or Main Event, but we're talking about how Drinker got more views than...
I mean,
nothing happened because Bisha or Basha, I don't really care what her name is, the feminist comedian Basha K. Ali, wrote one script and then left. Said bye, fuck off, see you later. Went to Netflix. So they just had a draft to work with, and it shows. I don't think it would have helped because they had Sana Amanat there, and Miss Marvel is just a self-insert of Sana Amanat, who is an editor at Marvel, and Miss Marvel is like the 8th or 9th degree derivative character of Captain Marvel, which if we don't count the DC Captain Marvels, which takes it to the 13th or 14th degree, I believe. Going off the top of my head. And it's made for a very small demographic. They released it in theaters in Pakistan. I don't think they released it in India though. Which has a much higher population. And nothing happened. Do you care about a teenage girl who gets bracelets from her nana and then becomes a superhero? Because that's what happened.
That was the thing. That was the only thing that we got from the first episode where. Yeah, she just these bracelets are shipped to her family from Pakistan, and they're up in her attic, and she just wants something to wear, like to go to a convention, and she just puts them on, and that's it. She gets her powers.
Yep,
that's all I got. That's literally how it happens. There's no real struggle for it or anything. That's all you get. It's really weird. But what's interesting, I'm going to be interviewing the guys who directed episode 1 on Sunday. Like there's the same guys who did Bad Boys for Life. Like they can do action, but I don't think they were best pleased with the script that they were given because they were like, yeah, there's nothing happening here. What are we supposed to direct? Like there's nothing going on. So it'll be interesting to see what they say about it. But man, this show, when Az and I finished watching it, we weren't even like, oh man, I'm pissed off at this, or I'm so disappointed. We just felt nothing because it was like I feel like there's nothing to even critique.
That's
right.
not a good. That's not good.
Well,
that's the worst.
I just had no passion to go and even find out about it. It's just like that one will be gone in a couple of weeks, and no one will care.
Dude, she's going in a movie though. Like the next movie after Thor, the next big Marvel movie after Thor is the Marvels, and they call it the Marvels because they're putting Miss Marvel in it. And they have been like Marvel has been trying to make her, and I'm not kidding you. I've heard this from very high up people. The female Spider-Man for Marvel. They've been trying for a decade. It'll never happen. They also wanted Captain Marvel to be their Superman.
It's never going to happen either.
No. They've been forcing it for years. Miss Marvel's been in a bunch of canceled comics. Captain Marvel's been in a bunch of canceled comics. Now comics aren't even relevant. So if you cancel them, who cares? Something gets canceled that nobody read. Did it get canceled? I don't know.
It sounds like I'm making a joke, but I'm really not. It's like you have to have characters first. You haven't got like Captain Marvel doesn't have a character, so like you can't turn her into a
crazy.
We've talked about it before, like years ago at this point, but just like, can you imagine her leading a team of Avengers? Like, what is her chemistry going to be with them? Non-existent. She'll be like, "You go there, you go," and like I can't even imagine how you'd make lines to bounce off each other. Like fucking Captain Falcon being like, "I'll take the skies, Carol," and she's like, "You do that, bro." Like, I don't. God, that's gonna be so terrible when they finally get around to it.
It's the line of thinking that like the character's actual strength as in terms of their powers is somehow equates to them being a strong character, like an interesting character, and it doesn't work like that. And when you've got no real personality to base it off, like she's just an empty vessel. Something like Captain Marvel, there's nothing you can do with her at this point. I can't even imagine what they could do in her follow-up movie. What conflict can you give her when she's got no real ties to anyone? You know, she's got no hang-ups particularly, and she's practically invincible. I don't know where you can go with it.
They're probably all just gonna like repeatedly kick Galactus in the balls. That would
yeah,
be my guess.
Hey man, girls get it done.
Girls get it done.
Get it done, yeah.
And he's practically just a space Nazi, you know, eating.
Yeah, I mean,
planets.
my only regret was that I didn't make a video on this Marvel show because I didn't care. But I saw that a lot of my YouTube friends had their thumbnails put in a meme that was attempted to slander them, and I'm just upset that I wasn't in that. So that would be my motivation, is to make a video about it. So I'm really jealous.
Where did that meme come from anyway?
I'm not sure. I just saw it going around. So you were in it, correct?
Yeah,
Gary?
I thought it was a
You
website.
and Ryan and a few other people. So that's my only regret. It's like
It's
missed
interesting
out.
when they do that though, because I've only watched reviews of Miss Marvel, but from what I've heard, the show is more offensive to the people they're trying to make the show for than anything else.
Yep.
Because I think it was Night's Watch said there's a scene where somebody spikes her drink with alcohol, and then she's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done this," but then drinks it. I was like, that's something that's really bad. You're sending us out to dry countries, and then you're putting that scene in. No, it's like they don't even know the beliefs of the people. Like, I understand that you may not care about the beliefs of other people, and you think you can just crap on them. But when you start going into other countries, they take that kind of stuff seriously.
little
And if you
seriously.
really want to appeal to them as customers, you're gonna have to actually learn about them and respect what they believe. So I think, especially as Disney itself moves into a lot of other countries where, until recently or like next month, Disney Plus hasn't been, they're going to get a very big shock with what they're actually allowed to put in. 'Cause
Or
if
the
they think
shows
they're
are going to be really short.
Well, yeah, because if they think they're going to go over there and change them for opinions, it's like, no. It's like when, was it Meghan Markle came over here and said, the royal family will change for me? And everyone in the country and the royal family just went, no, it's not. You don't know what you're dealing with. That's going to be the same thing when Disney move into all of those other countries.
No,
What a disaster.
Yeah, I asked because they did release it in theaters in Pakistan. So I was, if anybody's out there, I'd love to know what they edited out. They had to, and like it's like all her powers, because they're cosmic magical based, and in some areas that's not cool. They changed her power. She has like stretchy powers, like Mr. Fantastic powers in the books, which looks stupid. Like it's aesthetically dumb. She has big fists. She walks around with big fists. Okay. And you could tell this superhero was created by somebody who knew nothing about superheroes, worked in comics for a couple of years at a failed company, by the way, Virgin Comics, and then got a job because she was really connected, because her family needed to give her something to do because they paid, they have student loans or whatever, or they paid a lot of money for college.